Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Dawson County Board of Commissioners work session. Today is April 3rd, 2025. Appreciate everyone that's here in attendance as well as those that are with us online. I have a couple of changes to the work session agenda that I want to go over with before we get started. Item number one, which is presentation of the employee insurance renewal for 25-26. Mark Browder was not able to be here. He kind of got hung up at the airport. And so we're going to move that till April the 17th work session. And we're going to go down to 6A and 6B and add two letters of support that our state representative Will Wade had asked for from the board. And that is in reference to the tax assessor's office as well as the Dawson County Board of Elections. And so we'll discuss those further when we get down to those. So with that being said, we'll start out with the presentation of Violence Against Women Act Grant FY 2025 Award Acceptance. And the Sheriff's Office gentleman who got the small straw, come on up. Tell us who you are so they'll all know you.
That's all right. My name is Ray Goody. I'm the major at the Sheriff's Office. I did draw the short straw today, so I'm going to go ahead and present this. It's the VAWA grant. It's a continuation grant, which helps offset officer salary for a VAWA investigator. The total of the grant is $94,768. Out of that, we have a match of $23,692, which is a budgeted item, so we're not really requesting any additional funds for this position.
And how many years have we been doing this? I know it's been over and over. So
we had it at one point in time, lost it. We got it back last year. Last year was the first year of the grant. This is the first year we've continued it, so it should go on into next year, I believe, as well.
Okay. Any questions? All right. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Next up, we have presentation of RFP 468-25 on-call engineering design and plan development services for road improvements. Public Works Director Robert Drury. And Melissa, is Robert going to do it? All right. Sound like you got it, Robert. She's not getting up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Stowers. This project is not unusual to Dawson County as an on-call services. We currently have an on-call service for traffic engineering. And we're at the point with both SPLOST and specifically T-SPLOST where we're going to need to fully engage engineering firms quite often. And so we decided to go out for on-call engineering. And what this looks like is it's basically our program manager, BM&K, helped develop a scope of service. And we solicited those to other engineering firms. And we received 9 proposals. I'm sorry, I probably should say this again for Ms. Hawk's benefit. We did go through the proper bidding process for solicitation. We received 9 proposals, and the review committee, which consisted of the county manager, the stormwater manager, and myself, and we also pulled in BM&K's program manager to review them, but his scores were not included in the evaluation, but we wanted his input. And we were able to conclude which firms we were interested in selecting. But the scope of services is as you expect. It's design services, which also include land surveying, right-of-way plans, and some specialty engineering such as designing retaining walls and some storm drain analysis, site lighting, electrical design. Some of the projects will require some public involvement, so we want these engineering firms to kind of help solicit those. And also assist purchasing as we go through the pre-construction phase. So this is a list of the 9 firms we received, and the ones that are highlighted are specifically the ones that we're going to recommend. And we recommended those as well based on not only the technical scores, but we did ask the firms to produce an hourly wage of typical positions and included those in the proposal scores. And we're able to rank the top 6, as you can see in front of you. And I can't see that detail, so I'm going to read them out. Staff is recommending we accept the proposals and award a contract to Falcon Design, Gresham Smith, KCI Technologies, Precision Planning, Rochester, and Spicer Group. Just as a point of note, Spicer Group is pulled in Insight to help them as well. Utilizing the hourly rate they submitted, and the funds will be dependent on the project, the road project itself, and it's either going to be SPLOST 7 or T-SPLOST. So we are recommending approval of the 6 firms, and the idea is when we get to the project, and we're anticipating at least 15 projects in T-SPLOST, we'll need some form of design work or some form of engineering work. So when we get to that project on the schedule, then we'll solicit the detailed scope and a detailed price from the firm. So any questions?
You would send this, so you would send your detailed scope to each one of these firms? Or each one of these firms have different capabilities?
That's exactly what I was
Okay.
going to say. Correct. Yes, sir.
So it won't actually go out for a bid?
It will not. This will
Okay.
speed up the process, so
Okay.
we don't have to go through the selection process for every project.
Got it.
Okay. Makes sense. Other questions for Robert? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up, we have presentation of IFB 471-25 site work for Harmony Church Road property, Fire Station 3, Fueling Center, and Potential Recreation Center. Purchasing Manager Melissa Hawk and Stormwater Manager Planner Robbie Irvin. Melissa, you get the short straw on this one, huh?
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
So as we all know, that SPLOST 7 included money for the replacement of the addition of Fire Station 3, and that budget was for $3 million. It also had money in there for construction of a new fueling center, and that's in the amount of $600,000. And so this is what we're going to be using to do this particular portion of this work, hopefully, with your blessing. The county purchased about 7.7 acres back in May 21 on Harmony Church Road, and this was going to be to house the new fire station. And again, BMK, they're busy with us here lately. We worked with them to develop the site plans for this property so that we could possibly house these facilities and hopefully a very small recreation building as well, somewhere down in the future. And if I'm correct, that's going to be over a period of 2 to 3 years from now. Minimum, he's saying. And of course, we bid this according to policy, and we received 5 bids for this work. And you see here some of the work that we have here. It's not very detailed on these plans because there's 28 pages of it, so we just kind of put a little brief summary in there. There's only going to be 4.2 acres that's going to be disturbed out of that approximately 7 acres. And they're going to prepare paving and parking by grading the area. They'll establish a finished pad for the fire station, hopefully a future gym, and definitely the retention area. All the native trees within the setback shall remain undisturbed. We knew that was really important for the neighboring residents behind this property. The concrete work includes the curb and gutter. It's a valley gutter driveway, and it's going to be coming off of Nix Bridge and going onto Harmony Church for the fire station. And it's also going to have a 6-foot chain link fence, and it will be around the detention center. So here's a picture of what the actual drawing is going to look like as far as what the site work's going to be, and hopefully the permanent layout, as you see on there for all the buildings we talked about, included the septic and all that sort of thing, garbage, that sort of thing. And again, we received those 5 offers, and those ranged from 1.3, just under 1.34 to 922,960, and that's the one that we're going to ask you tonight to award to, or for next voting session to award to for Martin Contracting. Now, this is something else that we're having to add to this project. This is the Etowah Water and Sewer lines that needs to be relocated. Etowah Water and Sewer is actually spearheading this project since this is their water lines. And as you can see up at the top of the property there, at the top of the page along Harmony Church, and over to the right at the property project along Nix Bridge Road, that is where the work is needing to be done. For the total cost of this project was $215,655. Etowah is going to actually provide all the piping at a cost of approximately $80,000. And again, they're spearheading all this project, so they've done what they needed to do for how to get the contract to Townley, but their portion of it is $135,655. That's for fittings and labor.
That's our portion, right?
That's going to be our portion, that's correct. With your blessing, that is. So staff recommends that the board accept bids received, award a contract to Martin Contracting in the amount of $922,960 and a 10% county-controlled contingency, as well as that $135,655. That's going to be the county's portion for relocating the water lines. And that's a total amount of $101,911, and that's to be using SPLOST 7 funds.
Have we used Martin Contracting before?
We have not, but Forsyth County has used them a very, very lot, and as well as Lumpkin County.
And I'm sure you vetted it very well.
Yes, the gentlemen at the back seat there have called around very much and talked to a lot of different people and have vetted this company
Okay.
for the project.
Questions?
Joey, I know we have been as proactive as possible with fire hydrants as Etowah replaces lines. Is that something that you may come back to us with
On the installation of some
in the
additional
installation
hydrants,
of this, on these lines here?
there will be 2 additional fire hydrants on the part of this project
Is
that
that part of our funds?
it is.
Okay.
Other questions? Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
Next up, we have presentation of proposed redesignation of vacant community development position from grade 14 to 11 for front counter permit and license reviewer, Community Development Director Richard Offman. Richard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this proposal is a cost savings for the county. There's a current vacant position for a higher level plan reviewer, and while community development could use that position, we're looking at the highest priority based on demand for services, and the highest priority is walk-in traffic, front counter, answering the phones, building permits, business licensing, reviewing, taking in the information. So this proposal is to change from a currently vacant grade 14 position to a grade 11 position, and again results in a cost savings. If approved on April 17, on April 18, we would post the position and hope for some good candidates. Also related to personnel, I'd like to briefly announce and introduce and welcome Priscilla Coley. If you will, please stand up. Priscilla Coley is a member of our staff now who has gone through the job posting, interview requirements, and now is our new planning manager. Priscilla has been serving as our zoning administrator since last year, and we're very glad for the promotion.
Congratulations. Thank you, Richard. Questions? You got
Richard,
questions?
how long has that grade 14 position been vacant for?
So it's been vacant for a few months. We had an existing position, existing staff who switched to more specialization in grading, erosion control, reviews. What we're trying to do on speed of review for when somebody wants to get a land disturbance permit is take the federal government and the state government as much out of the picture as we can. That's a big project in process. Forsyth County is going through that as well, where instead of today, civil construction plans having to be reviewed by a federal staff member within USDA through the NRCS staff, taking them out of the picture, the county staff fully review civil plans and issue land disturbance permit. We're a local issuing authority today, and we do inspections and we do part of the review. Becoming a MOA, Memorandum of Agreement county, would enable us to fully in-house review plans, issue permits, do inspections. So we've really worked to beef up that end of it. So yes, that's what we've switched over to. So a few months at this vacant position.
Do you feel like this is a position that you'll have to come back to us and ask for at a later date, this 14? again as the growth continues, or you feel like you can manage what we have with the staff that's currently there?
What we're trying to do is not only train and retrain, but have backups.
Okay.
And so this person will serve as a backup to our existing building permit specialist and business license specialist, where we really want to make sure if somebody's at lunch, if somebody has a sick day, if somebody's out for a week, that there's no drops in coverage.
Okay.
Other questions? Thank you, Richard. Next up, we have presentation of program management services for a new Rock Creek Park Gymnasium. County Manager Joey Leverett. Joey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think there's been a good bit of discussion in recent months. We're finally at the time where we're moving forward with the construction of a new gym at Rock Creek, and that was bid out. Actually, we received the bids yesterday, so that'll be coming to you in the near future about the award recommendations for those bids. As part of this process, we are proposing to hire a third-party company to help us with the reviewing the proposals, the design phase. This is a design build project, the pre-construction phase, and most of the bulk of this work for this company will be construction phase services. And it's a company that we've used previously, Ascension Program Management. They've assisted us with the E911 building that's currently under construction. Done a fantastic job, and they provided us a proposal to assist us with this project. And this will be a lengthy project. It'll hopefully, I hope we'll be done with construction this time next year. So that proposal is before you for consideration, and it's for all the services, it's $84,000.
Joey, I did have one question on the first page of this, on the assumptions part in number 2. It does have 26 months.
He doesn't have what, I'm sorry?
underlined. It has 26 months underlined, but it appears to me like it's
That could be a
16
typo.
months,
That should be,
15 or 16.
that is a typo.
Okay.
Very good catch. We have actually negotiated this from his original proposal down from the time frame and the dollars. So I do see that his work will start in April of 25 and likely completed in June or July of 26. So yeah, that's a typo. It should read
Okay.
16 months.
Okay.
Other questions? Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move on to 6A, which is, I got a request from State Representative Will Wade, who's in legislative session at this time. And they're closing in on their last day, which is tomorrow. And he had asked the board for a couple of letters of support, one in reference to House Bill 699, which has to do with the Dawson County Board of Elections. And I'll read to you the summary of that bill. The bill to be entitled an act to amend an act creating a Board of Elections and registration for Dawson County approved April 23rd, 1998 has amended. And what this would do is provide for staggered terms of the board, provide for related matters to repeal conflicting laws and other purposes. So it makes it easier to maintain a Board of Elections and staggers their term. And so he had asked for a letter of support. I've given you a copy of that letter of support. And being the session ends tomorrow, I need to move those forward if y'all are good with that, and so that we can vote on those during the voting session. The second letter of support he needed has to do with the tax assessor's office, and it's to clean up some language of a bill that was passed in 2024. And it's House Bill 823 and House Bill 824. And I'll read you the summaries of those. A bill to be entitled an act to amend an act to provide a homestead exemption for Dawson County ad valorem taxes for county purposes for certain senior citizens approved April 22nd, 2024, so as to revise the definition of senior citizens, provide that the homestead exemption granted by this act shall be in lieu of and not in addition to any other homestead exemption applicable to Dawson County ad valorem taxes for county purposes, to fix a non-substantive scrivener's error, to provide for compliance with constitutional requirements, to provide for referendum effective dates, automatic repeal, mandatory execution of election, and judicial remedies regarding failure to comply, to provide for related matters, to repeal convicting laws, and for other purposes. And that is House Bill 823 that affects the tax assessor's office here in Dawson County. The second one is House Bill 824, a bill to be entitled an act to close for new applications certain homestead exemptions for senior citizens from Dawson County ad valorem tax purposes for county purposes and homestead exemptions for senior citizens from Dawson County School District ad valorem taxes for educational purposes, to provide for a referendum, effective dates, automatic repeal, mandatory execution of election, and judicial remedies regarding failure to comply, to provide for related matters, to prevail conflicting laws, and for other purposes. And those are the two letters of support, one for the Board of Elections and one for the tax assessor's office, that they both wanted and will help them in their jobs. And so if y'all are good with that, I'll move those two letters of support forward so for the voting session, and so that we can act on those. All right. County managers report.
Just very briefly, one announcement, Senior Services Director Dawn Johnson would like to thank the Dawson County Sheriff's Office and Dawson County Public Works for serving seniors in need of firewood this past winter, this past 6 months. The department served 25 clients aged 60 and older and delivered 53 loads of firewood that we Public Works, together with Sheriff's Department, we split it and deliver it to them. A great service, unique to Dawson County. And Dawn Johnson wanted to extend her thanks publicly to those two groups for the help. And that's all I have, sir.
Questions for the county manager? County attorney report, Ms. Davis.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, no public report, and I don't see a need for executive session.
Thank you, ma'am. That concludes our work session. We'll take about a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back for the voting session. Thank you for your attendance. Okay. Sir. All right. I'm good. How are you?